Hey everybody, this is Rydo and it's back to another live stream of Hearthstone. So, it is 10:36 in the mornings US Central Time. And Wednesday the 30th, August the 30th. So we still have a couple days until the ranked play resets. And I've been awake for about 20 hours now. Insomnia has struck me again, and so it really came down to either doing an early stream or not doing a stream at all today, or doing it really late. We've already got somebody on the chat, Gizmozo, asking if Hearthstone is free to play. I said mostly. It's mostly free. You can certainly play it that way, but if you pay, you'll do better and succeed well. I guess I need to play 10 elementals and win 5 games with the paladin or priest. That'll be interesting to see. We don't have that bug right now. This will be back in less than 1 hour. So interesting. We will be streaming as the Tavern Brawl comes out. The ranked arena play is a mess, so priest is at 60, paladin is at 60. I can take my pick on whoever I want to, and let's just start with the elementals, I suppose. And this is just gonna be casual play until the month ends. I don't want to change this 14 and 2 stars rank until I'm hoping that lets me make it to rank 15 next month, and then I can start playing again and try to get up from rank 15 to something else. I guess I could be playing ranked here. Suppose there is this reason of getting 500 wins that we should try to go for, and even if we fail, it doesn't really matter, because I just need to play 10 elementals with the mage. I don't even need victories, so that works out well. So maybe this will turn out to be an amazingly smart move. I have often whined more than anything I've considered and talked about, but not really acted on, the idea of streaming at a different time, getting a different audience, seeing how any of that worked. I am still very firmly in the it's the middle of the morning on a Wednesday. I think most people are either maybe 2 hours into their school or work, or still asleep if they don't go to school or work, if they're retired or something, or they're a YouTuber, or they work at a different they work on a different shift.
Greetings.
I suppose there's many different reasons, but I don't think this is gonna really work and have a whole bunch of new viewers. That being said, it might be a whole bunch of, it might be a equal amount of different viewers. So maybe I'll bring in a whole second audience. If that was the case, then the 200 subscribers I have right now, if that turned into a 400 subscribers, that would be very interesting and very cool, particularly if that happened rather fastly. But that's also probably a ridiculous thing to expect. So I guess, well, it would be nice to see if something happens here. The bigger issue I want to do is just to get all the quests done and try not to stay up too late since I've been awake for 20 hours. Like, if I go another, 16 hours, just that of staying awake, that's probably not a good thing for me to do. Inherently, the insomnia works exactly like this: is you get off schedule, and when you get off schedule, there's almost no way to get back on schedule other than to go completely around in a circle and work through that and hope it fixes itself. Red Phoenix is on the chat. He says, hello, I just woke up. So, like, Red Phoenix is a normal person just waking up right now. I am not a normal person. I've been awake since probably 2 or 3 in the afternoon yesterday. And part of the reason the insomnia isn't the only thing. It's definitely a lack of self-control on my part, because I'm very excited about working on my RetroPie setup, and I was working on that all night instead of recording, and I've again been very bad about
your magic shall not save you.
There we go, double silence him. I've been very bad about recording, very bad about focusing and doing the things I probably should do, and instead I've been distracting it myself and fiddling with the RetroPie, and I nearly completely ruined a 128 gigabyte SD card by writing in a Linux low-level way an 8 gigabyte image that I was trying to make onto it. So I did it the wrong way, and I need to teach myself the right way. And because I did it the wrong way, it told the SD card that it was 8 gigabytes instead of 128 gigabytes, and I had to get a low-level format utility in Windows to reformat it and give it back its space, and then I'll have to find a different way. What I was doing was I started the first install of RetroPie on the 128 gigabytes. I installed everything, tested everything out, see what I liked, see what I didn't like, started to give it more thought about what should be included, what shouldn't, how it should look, how it should go, and installed all the themes and looked at every single theme until I settled with the comic book theme, and I eventually decided the kids theme is probably a good one too, if the comic book theme is what was I saying? The comic book theme has a couple of pictures that might be offensive to extremely protective parents. And the kids theme on the other hand only has like a picture of Mario and something else. Red Phoenix says, is it weird that I moved my computer to my bed because my chair is crap? Not at all. My chair, I have one of these gaming chairs, and anytime they sell you a gaming chair, that pretty much means that it's not very good. And so you should probably do better research and just get a regular office chair, but I got one cheap and I was hoping it would be better, but it's not. It's a pain. It's a literal pain in the butt. And with my adjustable bed base that I recently got because I was having back pain, it is very, very tempting for me to move to the bed and play. Of course, if I'm laying down and talking, then I'm going to sound even worse than I sound normally, and that's just not going to make good content, and that's not something I want to do. So the secret is whenever I'm doing a post-game silent play show, I am lying in bed. Absolutely. And so I don't for a second blame anybody else for doing the same. And then Red Phoenix says, and I would have done a backup. Well, in a sense I was doing a backup because I have the 8GB SD card, which was my second attempt, in which I installed everything very minimally, just the basic things, and got the settings where I wanted and made a few tweaks. There's a lot of little tweaks here, a lot of different configurations and settings. Like a simple thing that should just work out of the box is the A button needs to actually be the B button on an Xbox 360 controller, and the B button needs to be the A button, because on old controllers like the NES controller, the A was on the left and the B was on the right. Or no, new controllers is like that, but old controllers, A was on the right and B was on the left. And just there's so many different menus and systems that you have to go through to get that simple thing to work. So I had everything set up on the 8GB, and I was trying to copy it back over to the 128GB. So this was the third time I was going to start over from scratch, but that's just kind of because of the way I was working it. It was kind of expected that that's how it exactly was going to go. And the problem came in how I copied the file and made the backup. I didn't lose any data. So there is still a backup. I just nearly ruined the actual hardware of the SD card, but I got it fixed. So now I'm working through it, and I think while there's probably a lot more fiddling to do, it's going to be a lot more focused on just getting games to work and not getting settings to work. Red Phoenix says, I'm saving up for a 10TB drive. I certainly could use a 10TB drive, but in all honesty, it's probably still better to get like 4 or 6TB drives than buy one 10TB drive. It would probably be cheaper, and most computers could either have a PCI Express card added to do a software RAID very cheaply, or you could go a little bit more expensive and get an actual hardware RAID card, which honestly I don't even think they're that good. And so squeezing 4 more hard drives in a computer case might be a little difficult, but not too much if you have to buy a new case. Now if your PC is already full of hard drives, then you have to start replacing it. For me, my backup server has 24 24 hard drives, but most of them are 500 gigabyte hard drives, and so I need to get like a 6 terabyte hard drive and replace one 500 terabyte hard drive, and then maybe 4 months down the road then get another 6 terabyte and replace another one of the 500 terabytes, and just slowly spread the expense of it. Red Phoenix says, well, I already have one and I'm trying to do RAID 1. And yeah, I don't think RAID 1 is, I mean, if it's all you can do, it's all you can do, but in my experience setting up RAID arrays, which is a redundant phrase because it's the RAID stands for redundant array of individual drives or identical drives or something. But in my experience of setting them up, you don't ever want to have to try to change things. So while theoretically it would be easy to take 2 hard drives and mirror them, which is what RAID 1 is mirroring, and then take that mirror and stripe it to another mirror so it became a RAID 10. It doesn't usually work that way. And the fact that your hard drives are not purchased at the same time puts in this other issue of there's some potential for oddity there. One hard drive might fail while the other one might not, which I guess would be alright in a RAID 1, but it also is a weird trade-off where you've lived without that protection for a while, and once you get it, you're going to have to probably save a little bit. Excuse me. You're probably going to save a little bit of money by waiting, but on the end of it, when you want to do that next RAID array, I bet you're going to have to, your budget's going to be a little bit lower because you more recently purchased another hard drive. Most people would not consider buying hard drives separately at separate times if they ever intended to do a RAID array. But of course everybody has a first time, and so you get into it. But I really do imagine, Red Phoenix, you're gonna run into some major problems and many opportunities in which the computer is going to ask you to format it's going to ask you to format your 6 terabyte hard drive, or your 10 terabyte hard drive that you already have, and delete all your information. So, like,
what to do?
Red Phoenix says is 6 terabytes full. What I would say that most people would probably want to do is go even crazier, buy 4 10 terabyte hard drives or 4 6 terabyte hard drives, or you probably could even if it's 6 terabyte full now and it's not going to gain too much more space, you might even get away with 4 terabyte hard drives. Make a RAID array with those new 4 ones, and then copy everything over from the current hard drive, and then try to add that hard drive to it. Right now on my server, I'm using ZFS file system, which pools, ZFS pools in RAID arrays, or things that are like RAID arrays. Maybe not, they're not technically RAID arrays, which also confuses the issue certainly. I can't really attest if to say if ZFS is better than anything else. I wouldn't recommend BTRF as right now. It's slightly problematic. And if you're using Windows, then you're almost certainly going to have to use NTFS because you'll have no other option. Or if you were using Linux, you could do exFAT, EXT file system 4.
Warriors of the frozen wastes, rise.
But I suppose on a budget, if your hard drive is over 50% full and you're expecting it's gonna get full pretty fast, buying one new hard drive is the normal way of doing it. But I would not be surprised, like I said, if you find that there's literally no way to get the RAID to work without erasing everything on it in the first place. Inherently, that's the problem with my server always, is that it's always full, and when it comes down to needing service, it's just like, well, I gotta move forward, so I'm gonna just delete everything and hope I don't lose anything that's that important. What deck am I using right now? I'm using a elemental elemental mage deck.
Your magic shall not save you.
Right now, just trying to play the daily quests. That was Kevin Wu that asked that. I need somebody in the chat to type what is it? Exclamation point flip. I tried to program that, and I'm not sure I did it right or if it's going to work that way. To get the Easter eggs from Nightbot to work, to do different things. This will be interesting since Red Phoenix and yep. So I didn't program it right. Good to know. There's a limitation on how long these Easter eggs can actually be, and so I would have to get it to do any really complicated thing. I'd have to make a bunch of secret Easter eggs that one thing called the other thing. Renald Beacon typed in flip exclamation point. It doesn't work that way, but thanks for the help. And it seems like Nightbot won't do it more than once, which is also interesting to note.
You look very familiar.
Let's see.
Spells are fun. So for the scourge.
So I'll have to go back and work on that. Red Phoenix said earlier the drive stores nightly backups. Okay. Like, I don't know. And in a home case, I don't think nightly backups are necessary. I think you can easily get away with weekly backups. Potentially even monthly backups if you're... Man, I have one more elemental I need to play. If you're not really doing too much on your PC. On the other hand, if your day job is on your computer and you're programming all day, nightly backups makes a lot of sense. Now, I've been very lazy on trying to use a Kevin Wu friendly battle ? Sure, absolutely.
You asked for it.
Like I've been really bad in just using Windows backup, and that's what has filled up my server right now, and it shouldn't have, because it's just the same data mostly, but it may also be because of all the video I record and upload to YouTube. Yeah, after this game, well, I guess now Kevin Wu can send me a friendly challenge quest. Let's see. I haven't tactic torn. Okay. So I have one more battle cry to play, and that's kind of it. So just play friendly. Kevin, let me know if there's a daily quest. I imagine this early in the morning. Redfig says my bot's code is on there and my roommate's computer broke, so yeah. So yeah, I can see why you'd want to do nightly backups if you're programming on it. But they really need to develop some new backup system, because we've really run out of space as far as like double layer Blu-rays. I think are the biggest you can get for a burner for 50 gigabytes, and then the only other thing you can do is go to tape backups, which are really, really expensive, and I think they only go up to, last time I saw one was 500 gigabytes, but I imagine you could probably get one up to at least 5 terabytes, if not 50 or 100. But for like consumer backups and storage, they really haven't invented anything new in a while. Kevin Wu says, no, I just played to win with Warrior 3 times. Pretty easy with Pirate Warrior. I was, instead of working, playing Hearthstone last night to try and beat the Lich King 9 times, and it certainly proved a wise move to wait about a week, so Kriperian just told me how to win. It seems like for everybody except for the priest and the warrior, you can just apparently play Murlocs, and that seems to work relatively well. And then for the priest and warrior, all you have to do is trick the then you can trick the AI of the Lich King in the point where the frozen souls are. If his attack with his weapon that's unlimited, that does 5, and all of his creatures on the field can't kill a taunt creature and Kel'Thuzul, they just won't bother to attack at all. And because of that, he's also programmed not to play any cards during that section. So you can play one of the dragons that's available, and the dragon will that was a poor play on my part. The dragon doubles his attack each turn. So if you have Kel'Thuzul, the dragon, that doubles his attack each turn, and any taunt creature that can't be killed by his attacks of 5 from his weapon and however many 2 damage, 6 health frozen souls there are. There's, I believe, 6 to start with. So you have to have a brawl or a consecrate, something that board clears all but one of his frozen souls. If you can pull all of those things off, which isn't really that hard, you can win. And I was able to beat the Lich King with the 130 extra armor in my very first attempt. Now I'm working on the Paladin still, so maybe I'll do a little bit more of that, and then after that I'm just going to make some Murloc decks, and hopefully that will work just fine. Maybe I'll do that on screen, maybe I won't. But compared to doing it the first day, I just didn't even have a clue. I had no idea how you would even succeed there. And it's been very helpful to wait, and I made the right decision there. Red Phoenix said a little bit what RAID 10 250 gigabyte SSD, meaning up to 500 gigabytes, which is not even quite accurate. It should be up to 750 gigabytes if you're a RAID 10, and to do a RAID 10 you would have to have 4 250 gigabyte hard drives. You could only be in RAID 1 or RAID 0 with 2. So it should be closer to 750. And I still don't understand. Yeah, seems like a lot of the backup software just take the same Microsoft Windows files and copy them over and over and over again. And Windows now is not really even recommending that you use its own backup software. That they just want you to reinstall it and back up your My Documents folder and your which has all of your personal files and things, theoretically, but not 100% guaranteed. I suppose Windows 10 is in some part to blame for that, because it is constantly updating for most people, whether they want it or not. Let's see, why have that in my deck with no secrets? That is a good question. I think I had secrets in my deck and then I took them out, or I I think that's I'm gonna just have to chalk that up to being stupid, honestly. Kevin Wu also said very good budget decks. Thank you if you meant the ones I'm using or talking about. I suppose I still am playing budget decks. You can't get away from that because this is my mostly free to play. I mean, I'm not putting money into any of the accounts, and this is my best account.
Well,
I think I bought the welcome bundle, and that was it. One of the things that ZFS raid, I keep talking about hard drives here, I know, but it's not like the news is too much to really even talk about as far as video games. Is ZFS does allow for compression. Several of the raid systems do, but also, again, if you're on Windows, which if you're programming, you almost certainly are on Windows, because while you can program without Windows, it's not a good experience. So here's my custom Paladin deck against the Lich King. I need 5 wins of the Paladin Priest here.
Uther versus Gul'dan.
your soul shall be mine. I will fight with honor.
Let's see. Red Vink says, oh, I see why it used 6 terabytes. It's because if you put something in the trash, it won't delete it on the backup. So it's collecting trash. Yeah, that seems like that would make a lot of sense right there. Sounds like something Windows would do. And I don't know. From my experience as a YouTuber, I just a couple days ago had to go pull something out of file history because of because YouTube makes it impossible to upload things out of order, and so I accidentally aired a video that wasn't supposed to air. So the only way to fix that and schedule it to air at the right time is to delete it from YouTube and delete everything that was going to air after it, and then re-upload that video and everything else. So when the Paladin plays the Lich King, he steals any character that gets killed. So I'm playing 0 attack taunts to fill his board at the beginning. Otherwise he'll play other characters that are 2/2s. And so you have to play a lot of health. Doom Sayer also is an interesting card because the Lich King will steal Doomsayer when he dies, and then Doomsayer will activate on his turn, so you get a double Doomsayer, which might be helpful, might not be. You would hope that the backup systems would just be like, okay, this is the oldest file ever. Let's get rid of it. But is that really guaranteed the right thing to do? You just don't know.
For justice.
And that's the problem, is to smartly back up a system, you have to have a human involvement, and the last thing the human wants to do is go through all those files and say, I need this, I need this, I need that. The best thing you can do as far as file management is keep everything as small as possible and understand and know what it's doing when it's going. Be 100% certain that you want to delete something, and when you delete it, just instead empty the trash right then and there. So playing the Lich King like this would not actually happen this way. So I've got the Nightbot playing different songs this time, and it seems like it's doing it every 5 minutes, which is pretty obnoxious, I will admit, but also I think it kind of works. I definitely can relate, because there's been several times when I've tried to install developing environments, and every time I've done it, it's been a huge amount of files and space it's taken up, so the programming certainly would be a pain. So what you need when the Lich King hits his 7th turn is to play Equality, Consecration, and Hand of Protection on one of them. That way it kills everything on the field except for one of his characters.
Let me think.
Let's see.
Reporting for duty.
Of course I could just win here.
Repent! Repent!
How long have we been going?
My hand is too full.
Well, we've been going almost 45 minutes already. Interesting. So, let's just keep going. I also would very much like for them to improve and have
The battle.
have an increase of the number.
Repent!
What am I trying to say here?
Repent!
The number of space and the lifetime of SD cards, because right now they're not really that good. So you can see this Kel'Thuzad, and this is the scaled nightmare that doubles its attack each time. It's not a perfect deck, because at this point, 7th, 8th turn, I should have been able to play a taunt that he couldn't get past, and he would stop trying, which the Lich King seems to change his mind half the time. And he sees something, and when he sees something, he goes for it. And see, Kriperian had one where he played this as long as he possibly could, and he got it up to 1,000,000 damage, which certainly is interesting. This.
Reporting for duty.
Repent!
Kevin Wu asks, is Kel'Thuzad in the deck? Yes, he is. Yeah, he's in there, but because he's a legendary, I can only have one. So this deck needs more draw cards, and it needs just to get lucky. And it took me a few times. And things like the Noble Sacrifice doesn't particularly work, because it will just fill his board with the Noble Sacrifice character, which is a 2/1 guy. I'm mostly happy with computers these days. In the old days, I used to be pretty disappointed with them. I was super infatuated with them, certainly, but they certainly didn't do as much as you would like. They were slow. They were painful.
Reporting for duty.
This is also probably a good example of what the maximum amount of XP you probably can get is. This is a good card to play as the Paladin, because it'll die, give 4 health to both players, then go over to the opponent's turn and die again when you attack it. And Are we just trying to get a big scaled nightmare in the game? This game? Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do. I wanted to see how much damage I could really get away with taking, and see how much experience that gave me. But clearly this deck has problems. I'm still drawing for Kel'Thuzul. It's his 10th turn. Lich King would have found a way to kill me, or he would have been stuck, and there's really no reason why he would have been stuck here.
My hand is too full.
Let's see, there's 11 more cards I can draw, and then I would start taking fatigue damage, and that's what Kripparrian has. I don't think I want to go that high, so I'm probably going to take it as soon as I draw Kel'Thuzul, just to, for interest's sake.
My hand is too full.
Is there trouble?
My eyes.
And these would have only stopped the Frozen Souls maybe 4 turns. So the strategy is have to do a board clear and have only 1, 2, 6 in it, Frozen Soul, and then you would have to have something with taunt that is 7 or well, close to 7. I guess it has to be 7 so you can't do any damage to Kel'Thuzul, otherwise it might try anyways. Kel'Thuzul. Let's see how much experience that gave me. Oh, I can't see because I'm already at level 60. Well, that was a waste of time. My apologies. Let's play my real deck. And I think I might be able to just get through all of the game news. I think I've exhausted my talk on computers for a while. And I probably really exhausted my talk on the RetroPie thing, because it's just tease. I know I'm big into, but I can't do anything with it on my channel. There's a way to there's a way to record video in the RetroPie, but so theoretically I could record my voice on my computer and then merge the audio and the video together, but I'd just be putting out very old games that would get content ID'd and copyright claimed, and other people wouldn't have any way of buying those games. So it's just like it's something I probably should just enjoy myself. We have a new person on the chat, Requiem Reaper, saying, "Hey, smiley face, you playing against subs?" Yep. Red Phoenix said, "Don't worry, I'm still alive." Well, weren't you the one that was having a lot of internet problems too? So if you pop out, I'll know where you went. Don't worry. Have you ever thought about clickbait? Asked Kevin Ray. Oh yeah, I've certainly thought about it. I don't get. There's been a couple of times. There's been a couple of times when people have said my titles were clickbait, and I ask them, how do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And explain yourself, please. Because I don't want my videos to be clickbait. YouTube specifically tells you not to make your videos be clickbait. They downrank you and don't promote your videos if they're clickbait. So, like, there's a lot of reasons to not do clickbait as far as YouTube. Requiem Reaper says, mind if I add you or vice versa? Sure, add me. Add me away. The information's down in the description, or you can just see it here. It's Rydo, R-Y-D-O, number 1423.
Mind if I roll knee?
Absolutely. Send me a friend request. Like, if clickbait worked and it was going to get me an audience that was going to come back and watch all my videos, I would do it. But that's not what clickbait means. Clickbait means you're tricking people to click on the video and then you're giving them something that they didn't want. YouTube's completely designed around doing the opposite of that. And my channel doesn't really help anything if I did do something like that. Because I don't want people just to watch my one video that's on right now and then get mad and leave forever. I want them to be entertained and be motivated to come back and watch my 5,000 other videos that I've made. So that is where we're going with this. No problem there, Requiem Reapers. If you want to just play standard, I have more standard decks since this expansion than I usually have. This will be let's drop out after this one. Tactic Torn. Red Phoenix says, I ignore all videos that are clickbait. Well, you ignore all videos that you recognize as clickbait. Okay, I can't spell. I was going to overlook the fact that he misspelled the word ignore. Well, let me know when we can have a few games. After this game, yeah, let's let Requiem Reapers play. We can show off my Druid Helper deck. In a sense, there is an attraction that I'm trying to do with the Hearthstone live streams. It's kind of the same attraction I'm trying to do with all of my videos, but like if people come into my channel and they see Hearthstone, I want to try to get them I want to try and get them to be interested in watching some of my other videos that come out on weekdays and are pre-recorded scheduled things. The numbers don't really say that happens, but it's the system I'm trying to do. Like, what I don't want to do is be a 100% Hearthstone streamer. That would drive me crazy. I was going back through all the comments and hearting them because there was a new feature where you could just love comments. So I was just going through every comment I've ever had in the past 2.5 years since I started my channel. And, excuse me. And it certainly became apparent that about, I guess, 4 to 6 months ago, I was very unhappy with Hearthstone, and now I'm definitely a lot more happy with it with the new expansion. So that will probably turn around and change again eventually. There will be a point when I'm not so hot on it, and there'll be points when I am interested in it. But I have the pile of shame, as they call it in Steam, where 700 games on Steam. I want to play them all. I want to cover them all. I want to be a critic that learns and gets better as I cover all of them. I want to have this visual record of playing all these games. Requiem said on the chat, you can usually tell what vids aren't clickbait when they put not clickbait in it. I fall for clickbait probably more than I should, honestly. And I don't fall for clickbait, but I often fall into watching somebody who has information I want or claims to give information I want, but then they're not detailed enough, or they're just boring sounding. Like, there's a lot of people that I run into on YouTube that are just boring. I call them wet noodles. They're just like no personality, not even sounding interested. Red Phoenix said you should do a stream of multiple games. The problem with that is then I can't focus on the game, and that I don't think I would like that. I want to maintain playing games that from beginning to end, I want to maintain full focus on them. Requiem Reaper says, haha, wet noodles. I should say that more often. Yeah.
Back to your homes.
There are a few games like the a second playthrough through certain games that I'd like to play would be alright. Borderlands 1, for example, is a game I could play a second time. Do you have a majority if the cards, or are you missing a lot? Asks Requiem. I guess I would say I probably have 70 to 80% of the cards, but I'm missing a lot of legendaries. I'm doing alright, but I'm not doing so good. There are definitely 3 or 4 cards missing anytime somebody suggests to me that I play a meta deck. So I think he's got me in his infinite loop. It's not quite an infinite loop. He's done this to me before, but it takes a long time for things to happen. Let's see, whenever one of the other minions dies, summon a 2/2 golem. The file only triggers 14 times. Kevin Wu says, I'm sorry, but it feels so good. Oh, fair enough. It's good content, too. I'm just joking. Like, showing this off is probably one of the coolest things you can do in Hearthstone. Requiem says you're a savage, Kevin. This is an example, I would say, of programming where they should have all of the cards checked to see if the hero is dead before they trigger, and just not trigger. I know they have some cards programmed that way, but they need to just have all the effects run a function. It's like, is this pointless? Yes, no. If it's pointless, quit doing it. Kevin Wood says, lol. Requiem Reaper says starts playing Jeopardy music anytime now. There certainly are thoughts of other streams. One of the problems with streaming multiple games, though, is the transitions. Just going from one game to the other, because there's always that loading. how do you have it set up? Because there's what nobody sees is the 5 minutes to an hour before where you set up your recording software to just capture the game and nothing else. And how long do I play of each game if I was going to play multiple games? What specific games would I want to play? Like, I don't think I'd want to play, look at all those, something I've never played before. Let's see. Have you ever thought about changing games? I feel like you should play games that are more trending. The thing about trending games is they cost money. Requiem Reapers, go ahead and send me your friend request. My game keeps glitching. I don't know why. Send me a friendly challenge, please. Like, it was working earlier. We all saw it working earlier. Yeah, playing trending games is where YouTube would have to really pay for itself, and it didn't pay for itself before the adpocalypse, and it's still not paying for itself. We'll try the druid helper here. Kevin Moo, wow, I have the same friend list bug. Thanks for letting me know, because I was thinking that it might just be something I did. Redfink says that's what we call a while true loop. Yep, that's exactly what it needs. Is a while this is true stuff. Do it. If it's not true, just break and return 0 or. You canceled the challenge. Why'd you cancel the challenge? This is weird. I'm gonna have to exit. Somebody here has bad internet, I think. This will be ironic, for it turns out that today is the day that a 0-day bug came out, and I should relog. Yeah, okay. Well, it kicked me out, so I have to relog. Hopefully this is not something that's going to happen throughout the day.
Welcome to the end, friend.
See, I only need... How is that? I guess I got the other two done already. Paladin Priest things and Tavern Brawl things, which means it loaded up. Send me... Here, well... This is working. I'll send you one. Try this again. My game crashed. It loaded up, then froze. Interesting. Interesting. So, the new expansions brings new bugs. I imagine there's just a bunch of things. So he has Arthas.
I must protect the wild.
Glad to hear it said out loud, because I was going to call him Arathis. I suppose
Hail and well met.
if we
My greetings.
go through all of these, will you? Requiem, just do all the things so we can hear them. I know there's a lockout after a little while.
Do you need a blessing?
Because I haven't unlocked him yet. I'd like to hear his voice. This is the guy who was the Lich King before he was the Lich King. So here is my Druid helper. The Lich King actually isn't that hard, says Kevin Wu. Now that I know what to do, I think I'm only going to really struggle with the Paladin. The problem I was having the first day as soon as it came out was trying to understand what he was going to do and how I could get around it. There's in my opinion, a lot of scenarios that should work that he just cheats around. Like Mindbreaker, for example, should work, particularly since it's a brand new card. But it doesn't. Heroic Adventures before have been way harder. Fair enough. That I have never even bothered to try to do any of the Heroic Adventures. Did not seem like it was worth the effort.
Job's done.
So this is my Druid deck helper, which actually can be quite a killer of cards if people aren't careful. Gee, people won't stop texting me. Well, Red Phoenix is the one that said that. You know, it could be worse. People could not be texting you ever.
Do you need a blessing?
Deal 1 damage and draw a card.
A grim destiny.
A lot of the people, I don't want to give away any details here, but a lot of the people I deal with and talk to, I just kind of shotgun blast information out to them. I'll send them emails or texts, and they literally never respond. So, like, in the course of a month, I might send them 90 to 100 emails or texts, and I'm just basically spamming people I know in real life, and they don't ever respond. Most of the things I send them are just like, here's a cute picture of a kitten or a puppy, or here's an interesting article. Just things that I imagine half of them don't even read, but it does give you kind of a weird quandary to be in, where it's like nobody ever really responds, and they probably don't even appreciate it, but do you want to include those people or not, is what it just kind of boils down to for me. And I'm like, well, I might as well include these people in the conversation, even if I am pretty sure they're not gonna say or do anything. But I might as well not be the person that ends the relationship or stops communicating. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too upset with people texting me too much. Although, you know, as a streamer, that would certainly be an issue. Sadly, I don't think I can get anything else, any daily quest done here. So let's play one more game if he wants to play, but then let's end this recording and then we'll start the next one and do the daily quests just through casual play, or if somebody who has some wild decks can play me. The trick to unlocking Wild for new players is you just need to get about 40 dust. Find a Wild expansion that has a common card, like a neutral common card, just any one of them, and craft one card. And as soon as you've done that, I think you're set. I think at that point you can play your standard decks with the people who are playing Wild. But well, he canceled the. He's having trouble, clearly. So my game keeps crashing. Sorry, dude. I think you're gonna have to repair the download. That's a good move, yeah. And then we'll get back if you want to play again in like an hour or two. He says, nah, it's fine. It's a very delicate balance, streaming. Like, you want to play with the fans, but then for every one person on the chat, there's potentially 10 other people that aren't on the chat. Let's look at the Tavern Brawl. Maybe we can play Paladin deck here. And so I'm potentially irritating others. Kevin Wu, check out the Tavern Brawl. How much are you willing to sacrifice for power? All your spells cost health instead of mana. Alright. So, Paladin or Priest? We play Priest. And I think this will work just fine. Let's see. Couple here, couple here, couple of these. What did you think of Arthas? He's pretty cool. I'll be glad to have him when I can have him. When I unlock him, but I still very much think that I'm gonna mostly just try to beat the Lich King off screen or in silent post gameplay. Maybe wait until there's a day when I'm just not feeling very up to recording and just work on it. What classes am I missing? Paladin's the big one, I think, but I'm missing 4 others. I've only gotten 3. I've gotten Warrior, Shaman was the first one. Very easy to do that one. And let's see. What was the other one I did? I don't even know. I'll look at it after this. My bot just said you will be eliminated. I don't even understand. None of the quotes I give it are anywhere close. Make a burst Paladin deck. Like, I'm trying to make something here. A lot of people use those phrases. I don't fully know what burst Paladin means. Is that like an aggro, quick to win deck, or does it mean everything has charge? Exactly, he says. Okay, so I guess I kind of do know what it means. I'm missing a lot of these epic cards. That's where I'm starting to notice, is that I have one of probably every epic and would like to have 2, and I'm missing a lot of legendaries. You know, this might actually be not a terrible card to play, but I don't think anybody wants to play that card ever. Unless you're specifically just trying to irritate people. Don't play Mana Wraith. I think I fixed the high issue too. So now the Nightbot chat will only say hello. Valen is too slow. Okay, fair enough. Maybe do some spell things like that. Brawl. I got 6 more cards I need to pick. I'm probably spending too much time on this, honestly. Nightbot is the only person who responds. So if you don't put the asterisk and you type in hi and just say hi somebody else, or just hi hi and nothing else, it shouldn't respond anymore. It should now only respond if you directly say hi or hello to me. So hi space Rydo, hello space Rydo. And I think that's about as good as I can get it. As far as, let's just speed this up. I'm looking for a specific card and I'm not finding it, so. Just pick something. Just pick something. There you go. Close enough. Good enough. It's taking too long. I fixed the spelling error, I think, in Beep as an Easter egg. I didn't write anything new or think of anything new as far as Easter eggs, though.
Victory or death!
The light shall bring victory.
What card were you looking for? I was looking for the card that is the better version of Light Warden that gains +2 attack every time you're healed. But I forget the name of all these things, so I know it was a 4 mana card, but I've got so many cards now too. It's getting down to the point where I'm going to have to memorize the names of cards I want, just so I can type them in the search and actually build a deck quickly. Because with the Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion in particular, it's just crossed a line.
Is someone injured? Is someone injured?
I was gonna break up the recording before I did the Tavern Brawl 2, but I forgot about that. Oh well, I'll get to it in a second. This is certainly one of these scenarios where it's just going to be really, really easy to use all your cards and burn them up. This,
In the light's name.
this, and that.
Job's done.
Holy champion. This card I just randomly picked is gonna end up saving the day.
Face the light.
What's his attack here? 3.
Face the light.
Your magic shall not save you.
I guess not. Taunt.
Break yourself upon my body.
Face the light.
Gain 5 health for each elemental.
For the Lord Chief.
And see, I guess when you play a weapon, it's not considered a spell.
Job's done.
Red Phoenix says, I feel like the third wheel. Well, don't feel like that. I hope that's not something I'm doing that's making you feel that way. It's like it is inherently something that's gonna be a growing problem with. So should I try again with this, or should I make changes? Let's just brawl. With YouTube, eventually all the big YouTubers do just have to ignore the chat or pay very little attention to the chat, at least, because there's just so much happening in it. Right now I'm in a unique position where I'm pretty much small time, and so I can pay attention to the chat and learn from that and be better with the fans and appreciate my fans. But if I get big, yeah, I don't know, like, how much time can I put towards interacting with the fans? It's not a lot, honestly. Particularly if I do the things I want to do, which is actually play games and play other games and pre-record games and just focus on the games and enjoy it as a single player experience. I don't see myself ever getting into the big multiplayer games. That's kind of the issue too. It's like, if I was a Battlefield player, if I was a like Halo player or something, any of those first-person shooter multiplayer things, yeah, I think I would be more sociable, but I'm actually not that sociable. Friendly battle in Tavern Brawl? Kevin Wu? Ah, yes, that works very well. I forgot about that. Forgot that could happen.
Right away.
Counter spell and join the Discord for fan-to-fan chat. I did install and set up Discord, but I haven't really given it any thought or done anything with it since. So, like, I don't know if anybody has even gotten on that Discord chat service that for that. And there's a bunch of setup certainly for all of that too.
Master of magics.
It just doesn't magically happen.
Master of magics. Right
To get somebody to answer their phone, not have internet trouble, not have any noise in the background, be vetted well enough that you know they're not going to just play copyrighted music in the background or scream in your ears or do something like that that's annoying. I think they've got the right strategy here. Play that card for health that gives a bunch of secrets, because then it plays all the other secrets for free.
Vaporization commencing.
Job done.
One of the things, I know it's only noon and this is silly to say, but like I said at the beginning of the stream, I've been awake for over 20 hours now, so like I can start to feel it. I don't think I can go 3 more hours. Red Phoenix says I can't share the invite because YouTube says no web addresses. Let's see. I know that's the case. Let's see what let's see, open up Discord. This will probably work terribly. See, one of the things I don't understand about Discord is I think pretty much anybody I friend immediately can call me, and that's certainly not what you want.
I'm late.
So,
I'm late.
yeah, Red Phoenix says hi, and create instant invite and copy and copy and paste. But see, the problem with chatting right now is if anybody chats on Discord instead of YouTube, then it hurts my channel and doesn't get it recommended. Yep, after this, Kevin Wu, I think I will take you up on the offer. Let me just die. And let me end this recording and just break it up. I also have news to cover. I haven't covered any of it. So 1 second. If you're watching live, stay tuned. If you're watching this pre-recorded, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.